Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. Thank you all so much for being here, for your continued love and support here on the channel. So today's pick a card reading, we're going to be doing what hidden talent do you need to uncover? Okay, and we're specifically setting the intention of a hidden talent that you have that you're needing to uncover right now to help you with where you're at on your path. Okay. Discovering hidden talents, skills, gifts that we have is a part of self-discovery, self-exploration, and accessing these parts of ourself can be very helpful tools for our personal development, or even to help us to align ourselves with a specific purpose, mission, destined career path, anything that you're really wanting to use, depending on kind of what we're tapping into. It could be something creative, and, you know, wanting to kind of pursue some type of creative endeavor. So we're going to see what comes through today. So what hidden talent do you need to uncover? And like I said, specifically, it's about for right now, that's going to help you on your current path. Now, we do have 3 crystals out here for you guys to choose from. For group number 1, you are going to be the Bloodstone. For group number 2, you are going to be the Dalmatian Jasper. And then for group number 3, you are going to be Turquoise. If you already feel drawn to one of those crystals and your intuition is kind of guiding you towards that, you may skip ahead to the timestamp to take you directly to the reading. If today you do feel drawn to more than one of the groups, that is perfectly okay for today's reading. You might want to listen to all of them to see if there's little bits and pieces that you resonate with. I am also available for private reading, so if you're wanting something more specific to you, for you, my email is in the description box where you can send me an email and I will provide you with more information on booking readings as well as other services with me. Okay, so we're going to choose one of these cards here for each of the groups. And these are a larger oracle deck, so I think I'm just going to kind of fan them out and choose that way, because they're a little bit difficult for shuffling. So we're going to choose 3 of them. So we're going to start with group 1. This is going to be for group 1. We're going to take this one for group 2. And I'm feeling this one for group 3. Okay. So let's take a look at what we have. So for group 1, what hidden talent do you need to uncover? We have the black bear with guardian. It says gentle and wise protector. Give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. And that is with the Bloodstone. That is for group 1. Group number 2, we have Lion here with higher calling. It says you have within you all the courage you need. Let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. You will find success and contentment with those by your side. Make noble choices for your life and your tribe. And that is with the Dalmatian Jasper. For group 2. For group number 3, we have the Raven with Shaman. It says, you are the creator and magician. Use your gifts for good. There is power in your wisdom and words. Connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your place as keeper of the mysteries. And that is with Turquoise. Okay, so those are the options for today. Again, group 1, Black Bear Guardian with the Bloodstone. Group number 2, we have Lion with Higher Calling with the Dalmatian Jasper. Group 3, we have Raven Shaman with the Turquoise. Pause the video if you need a little bit more time to meditate on the artwork, the crystals, whatever you feel the most intuitively drawn to today. The timestamps are down below, and I will see you guys at your reading. Hi, group 1. So those of you that resonate with Black Bear Guardian, it says, gentle and wise protector, give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. Okay, so our question today is, what hidden talent do you need to uncover? And I said specifically right now to help you on your path. Okay, and I just kind of did a quick Google search for black bear, the symbolism, spiritual symbolism with the black bear. And it says, in many cultures, the black bear symbolizes strength, courage, protection, and healing. It is also associated with resourcefulness, self-sufficiency, and introspection. In some Native American traditions, the black bear is considered a spirit guide and a guardian of balance in the natural world. Okay, so we're going to see what comes through in terms of your tarot. But yeah, this also says, in many indigenous cultures, the black bear is a revered creature associated with the spiritual world and seen as a guide or protector. Guardian, guide, protector. Let's pull the tarot. Gentle and wise. It's interesting. It's making me remember one of the times that I went to Sedona, and one of my very dear friends was doing a shamanic journey. My husband and I were there, and there was also other people that were doing the shamanic journey that day. And I remember when she was kind of taking us through the journey, that she was kind of, talking us through to connecting with a spirit animal. And I remember that mine was a black bear, but it was a mama bear, and she was standing on her hind legs and just up, and I remember just her mouth just open wide, and it scared me when I saw it during the journey, because it was, I don't know, it was kind of scary, just like seeing this bear just out of nowhere, like on her hind legs with her paws up in the air and just with her mouth open, all her teeth showing, roaring. But at the same time, it's a very protective, energy there. So definitely mama bear vibes with that. That's what that card is reminding me of. That it scared me so much that it scared me out of right out of the meditation. Startling. Let's see. Group 1, what hidden talent do you need to uncover right now to help you on your current path? We have the 7 of Cups. The Moon. We have the King of Buttons and the 10 of buttons. This is the King and 10 of Pentacles. They are called buttons in this tarot deck. Hidden talent. The 10 of Matches, which is the 10 of Wands. The Devil. The 2 of Pentacles. The Queen of Needles, which is the Queen of Swords. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Wands. Okay. And we have the Hanged Man. Okay. And then we have Judgment at the bottom. So again, what hidden talent do you need to uncover right now to help you on your current path? Well, I noticed that with the King of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles, these are both about stability and security. And so I feel that you are someone, because the Queen of Swords is very good at giving advice, guidance, clarity, truth, honesty, wisdom, knowledge, and it's always information that is, you know, factual. It's something that I feel that you're someone who has a natural talent. It feels like a counselor. Is, I guess, the best way that I could describe it. A therapist, counselor, somebody who has a talent for communicating from a place of clear, logical, rational thinking, like the voice of truth, of something where someone, because I'm noticing that we have the 10 of Wands here, the Devil, the 7 of Cups, and the Moon. So if you're talking to someone and someone is very, let's just say, very fear-based in terms of their thinking, or they feel confused, They've got a lot of irrational fears, insecurities. They're kind of feeling stressed out, overwhelmed. They're somebody who's kind of going back and forth maybe over something that they want to do. You are someone who has the talent of being able to communicate some type of truth and to help a person to overcome their doubt, their fears, their insecurities, because you kind of come in with a more grounded energy, and you are someone who I feel like is consistently able to provide a sense of security to people in the way that you communicate, in the way that you act, the way that you speak, the way that you think, is something that I feel like people feel like they can trust you. That if they go to you, if they ask you, you're going to tell them the truth. You're going to tell it like it is. And you're going to be able to help a person to gain a very different perspective in the way that maybe they're looking at something, to help them to see beyond fears, beyond insecurities. So, gentle and wise protector, give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love, awaken my intuition and guide me. So, I mean, quite literally, I feel like you are someone who has a talent for, you know, whether you want to call it advice or guidance, that you're someone who helps people to see through illusion, to see through the fog, to see beyond maybe something that seems very challenging. The King of Pentacles is also the embodiment of energy that is very reliable, very loyal, dependable, resourceful, you know. So you could be someone who I feel like has the wisdom and the knowledge. It may even be like life experience or even something that you have studied, you know. I feel like you're someone who has great, powerful observation skills. The Queen of Swords is it's a sign of, you know, a high intelligence. Learning how to, or knowing how to, I should say, knowing how to solve problems. Knowing how to really think things through, see things from a different perspective, and to see beyond any situation, or any type of, I want to say, restrictive thinking, limited thinking. And I feel like this is something that helps to guide not only where you could be this person for others, but how you can use that for making choices, I feel like, in your own life. Making decisions that align with your life in the right way. What else do I want to say with this? I feel that you are someone who is a visionary. You know, if someone is kind of describing something to you, it's like you really take some time to really kind of picture it, think things out, think things through. To be able to kind of look at things from many different ways, because that Seven of Cups is a card about options. So not just kind of looking at it from one lens, but to kind of see a bigger picture, to be able to help you to make the right decisions, the right choices, so that things kind of go in your favor. or even if it's advice or guidance that you're giving to someone else, that you have a lot of the mental strength to be able to say something to a person that is going to help someone. I feel like in a very powerful way. What else do I want to say? Your hidden talent. Aside from that, I feel that you're also someone who is very action oriented, because we have the Knight of Wands here. And when there is something I feel like that you feel passionate about or that you wish to create, you are someone who does have the ability to make it happen. You know? I feel that you're also very quick, you know, to understand where there could certainly be ego-based types of fears, but your ability to kind of push past them, even though they could, you know, come up there, that you'd be someone to be able to push past them. What else? With both the Seven of Cups and the Moon energy here, both of these can talk about dreams. And so you might be a person who is incredibly intuitive. And being that we also have the Wheel of Fortune here, the Wheel of Fortune can talk about fate and destiny and karma. And so I feel like that there could be information that you do receive intuitively to help to guide you, you know, into the right path, making the right decisions, the right people, the right places, that you are someone who is very intuitive. And it may even be something where you, like, let's just say if you're helping another person and you receive some type of insight or in some type of intuitive inner knowing, to be able to give that person the right advice or guidance, that is going to help them to see things clearly and to be able to put them in a position where they can make a more informed decision for themselves, but also one in which they will achieve the best outcome. Okay. Let's see. I also can't help but notice about manifestation here. With the King of Pentacles and Ten of Pentacles being present, that you probably do have a very powerful manifestation ability when it comes to creating wealth. That if you're someone who can kind of dream it and visualize it, and have a desire, a passion for it, that you are good at carrying, I feel like, a lot of responsibilities, workload. You're someone who's a very hard worker, okay? And who may be that type of person who has the ability to focus. It feels like a lot of like multitasking to kind of keep things aligned, to keep things in balance. Like just like a very resourceful person. Like really keeping your own priorities, like being on top of things, you know, getting priorities in order, but may even be keeping other people like on their toes when in terms of that as well, to help to guide. I feel like you're just a person who other people could really rely on. You know, like they can always count on you to be there, to provide some type of support, whether it is talking to someone or it is, you know, maybe saying something to them to help them, like I said earlier, to make them feel more secure, to help them to see things clearly, maybe even in their own life, or to maybe even inspire people. Okay. What else? I think I want to clarify here. It feels like no matter what it is that you might be challenged by, that you have the potential to thrive, even when there could be certain things in your life that really test you. When things feel unbalanced, you know, or there's like a whole lot going on, that you're still kind of like that grounding force that pulls you through. And it may even be something where you're like that person in the family too, you know, or in the friend group, where all of these other things might be going on and everyone's kind of losing their mind over it, but you're like the person that people are just like, well, what do we do? What do we do now, group one? And you're just like, hold on a minute, let me think about this. And then you kind of figure it out. You've got the solution, you know, a way of making things work out for the best is kind of what I'm getting. So let's see. I think I want to clarify this Queen of Swords. Ace of Wands. Queen of Wands, wow. There is a lot of confidence here, a lot of creativity, passion, charisma. It's a very brave energy. And then I feel like with the Lovers being here, this says to me more about your decision making, making choices, not being afraid to go after things that you want when something inspires you. Not afraid, you know, being able to see, right, when there might be certain things, but I feel like it's your ability to kind of pull through that, to overcome it, to move through that energy. To find clarity. I want to ask Spirit here, because part of this question today with what hidden talent do you need to uncover right now to help you on your current path, I want to ask Spirit, why is this so important for you at this time? Okay. Why is this so important for you at this time? The World. The Four of Cups. And the King of Swords. Wow. Okay, so why this is important for you, I feel like personally right now, is because the Four of Cups can sometimes be when we're distracted or we've got a blind spot. There's something that we're not seeing, something we're not paying attention to, something we're ignoring. And this could also be when there is a feeling of discontent that we have, unhappiness. And of course, there's a way to change that, right? A way to shift away from that feeling of the Four of Cups where we might be feeling really sorry for ourselves. We might be feeling unhappy. We might be feeling even bored or, you know, discontent in our life in some regard with something going on, that it is possible for us to change it, to end something. The world is a card of endings, of completion, maybe a completion of a cycle. The King of Swords is about facts. It's about truth. It's about reality, right? Now, even if we're someone who has done a lot of inner work, a lot of healing, a lot of personal development, sometimes there are certain things that we go through in life that might make us revert back into old ways of thinking, right? And sometimes we might have an awareness like, why am I thinking like this again? I thought I already healed like this part of myself, but we might just kind of get stuck again, right? And have to remember, you know, and I also, this makes me feel like sometimes, because I find this for myself too sometimes, we're really good, right, at giving other people advice, with helping other people to kind of figure things out. But then sometimes when it comes to us, we're just like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. And we feel like we need to talk to someone else in order to kind of get us straight. But it's like remembering that you're such a source of so much wisdom and knowledge. But sometimes we, right, cannot get past our own egos to kind of tap into all of that intuitive guidance that we might so freely give, right, to someone else. So sometimes, yes, we can have a blind spot. Sometimes the answer could be right in front of our face and we don't even see it. You know, I'm noticing the keyword on this King of Swords here. It says discipline up there. Discipline, intellect, authority. But the King of Swords is really on focusing on what reality is, the truth, right, of the situation. Maybe there is something that we don't like right now, you know, and instead of feeling, oh, there's nothing I can do to change it, that if we, I feel like I want to see what this is, this Four of Cups. We have the Knight of Pentacles. The King of Wands. And we have Judgment. Yeah, maybe for some of you, this is helping you to tune into what your calling is, what your purpose is. That's why this is important for you, to access that information, that knowledge. You know, the Queen of Swords is also really good, not only with speaking, writing. Some of you that feel drawn to writing. The Queen of Swords is also very connected to the Justice card in the tarot, and also Judgment as well. So those of you that feel, because this is also a very protective energy, right? Guardian, protector. Those of you that, you know, are a voice, not only for yourself, but for others. An advocate, you know, for something or for someone or a group maybe of people, to speak your truth, to stand up to, because justice in the Queen, actually both of them, the Queen and the King, they're very connected to the Justice card. And it's about fairness and equality and balance and respect, power, authority. They're very connected to things like that have to do with like legal, you know. So let's just say right now, I mean, this just is making me think about that. Like those of you that could be dealing with important life decisions right now, or even some kind of legal documents, paperwork, contracts, things of that nature, where it's important for you to have your voice, for you to present yourself and your energy with that wisdom, with that knowledge, with the assertiveness, with a very grounded energy, you know, with maybe making some really important decisions that we have to make. The King of Wands is also about leadership. It's about forging a new path. Maybe for some of you, this is a time in your life where you are going to be making some major life decisions. And it's a time for the mind being in a state that is very clear, right? Where we can have some kind of a plan, where we can start to take steps towards planning for the long term, because we have the Knight of Pentacles here. The Knight of Pentacles is about really committing ourselves to something and taking steps towards working towards the goal, the dream, the desire. So instead of feeling, you know, unhappy, discontent, bored, and feeling that there's nothing that we can do to change it, if we can shift into all of that knowledge and that wisdom that we have to be able to create some kind of a plan, get more organized, be more disciplined in our approach, and take the initiative, move forward with confidence. And for some of you, this could be forging a new path for yourself. Okay? Stepping into a position of power, a leadership, knowing what to let go of, what is no longer serving us, what are we carrying with us moving forward. Judgment is also important for us to look to our past, because our past holds a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom that can be gained from looking back. We learn about the choices that we've made, where they have brought us to. So we learn moving forward to integrate and say, okay, I'll never do that again, or maybe I should do more of this. This is working. Let's do more of this, or let's do less of that. It gives you a chance, I feel like, in a way to reinvent yourself moving forward. A better version of you moving forward. More powerful, more confident. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave this here for you. Group number 1. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, group 2. So those of you that resonate with the Lion and the Higher Calling card with the Dalmatian Jasper, this is going to be a reading today. And so your card says you have written, I'm sorry, what do I keep saying it like that? You have within you all the courage you need. Let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. You will find success and contentment with those by your side. Make noble choices for your life and your tribe. Lion with higher calling. Let's pull the tarot. Group number 2, what hidden talent do you need to uncover? Maybe it's courage, strength, resilience. We have Judgment. And this is asking to release the past, and that's what Judgment is about. Higher calling, we've got calling here. Judgment is about answering the call of your soul. We have the 10 of Pentacles. Let's see. What hidden talent do you need to uncover right now to help you on your current path? Judgment is also, you know, an energy of rebirth, transformation. And we have the 10 of Pentacles here. The 10 of Pentacles, the 3 of Swords. This makes me feel that those of you that chose this group or felt drawn to it, the 3 of Swords here is about heartbreak, pain, and suffering. But it's also about healing and renewal, especially with Judgment being present. The Sun is also Leo energy, and we have 2 lions here. The Sun is about joy, happiness. The Sun is our life force energy. So in a way, this is kind of you finding your light within yourself. Leo energy is about confidence. Okay, it's also bravery, courage. This is also very connected to our solar plexus chakra, okay, which is our power. Okay, so in this regard, the hidden talent that you need to uncover, it is your power. It is your inner strength and your courage. But I feel that those of you that chose this may have had that, your power taken away, or even giving it away, right? For some of you, this could have been with a relationship situation. It could even be tied into family. Family dynamics, okay? So the power that you have, the talent that you have is, I feel like this goes into your healing, your ability to heal, your ability to overcome whatever this has been that you have gone through. Okay, so let's pull some more cards here. What hidden talent do you need to uncover? Your inner strength to overcome, resilience, healing. We have the World. The Empress. Yeah, and I also notice I'm being drawn to the last part of this message here. You will find success and contentment with those by your side. Make noble choices for your life and your tribe. So it almost kind of feels like the quality, right, of the people that you surround yourself with. Supportive, loving, nurturing. Let's see what else. Two of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. We have the King of Wands and the Star. Justice is at the bottom. I don't know that this is all of you, okay, that chose this group, but being that we are talking about a higher calling here, with the Empress being present, the Justice card, the Empress is very connected to women and children, okay? And the Ten of Pentacles also has to do with like families. And with Justice being present, you could be someone who is meant to advocate in some way for some type of justice when it does come to, I don't know, I feel like it could be going in so many kind of different directions here. It could also be that with the King of Wands present, this is really stepping into your power here, you know, and healing. And the King of Wands is a leader. And it kind of gives me this element here of like ending cycles here. And with that, the Empress about nurturing, healing, self-love, and making the choice here to choose a new beginning for yourself. And this even being something that you lead by inspiration, meaning that, like, okay, let's just say that someone is sharing with you a story of their empowerment, of what they came from and how difficult it was, how challenging it was. And then that person sharing a story about how they made it through that difficulty and have now become this empowered version of themselves in that process of their healing. And then being able to share that information with other people to help others to find, I feel like, and discover their power, their strength, and their confidence within themselves. That they too, no matter what it is that they have gone through within their life, that they too have the power within themselves. And this could be something that you help other people to discover. But I feel like first and foremost, it's happening within you. Okay. Your healing, your empowerment, you're reclaiming your power here, right? Let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. Don't give your power away. This is about reclaiming it. So again, when we're asking about what are these hidden talents that you have, right? You do have the power to heal. We all do. We all do. But in this reclamation of power that you have, the King of Wands is leadership. It's about forging a new path or inspiring others by the way in which you choose to live your life, right? Because we all go through, right, some challenging things in our life, some more than others. And that doesn't have to be our life sentence. It doesn't have to be our life story. You can change things around. Okay? We can. It is possible. It's a lot of inner work that we do, but it's absolutely worth it because it's for you. Some of you may have very strong leadership abilities. Okay? The power to lead, the power to inspire, confidence in people. But like I said, it's more or less about how you are healing it for yourself, first and foremost, through self-love, through nurturing, through healing, through releasing, through your own personal transformation, and then being able to be a guiding light for others, to help others, to say, hey, you know what? They did it. Group 2 did it. They went through all of that, and look at them now. I can do that. I want to be like that. And it's the way that you carry yourself. It's the way you live. It's your, how do I want to say that? The way you carry yourself with grace. Okay? With your head held high. With strength in your heart. Even through the most painful of situations that we might go through. Okay, so I want to look at this 3 of Swords here. You know, some of you might be healers that chose this group. Helping other people to heal. Helping people to heal. Some of you, I feel like there is specific work here that you are doing with females. Okay? Healing mother wounds, feminine energy wounds, familial wounds here. We've got 10 of Pentacles, which could be generational. And some of you, I'm seeing some type of injustices here, which to me kind of feels more like being an advocate, okay, for rights, for fairness, for equality. King of Cups, yeah. Some of you, I feel like you're meant to be in service to others, okay? Service to others. King of Cups could be working in healthcare, health-related fields, healers. The 5 of Pentacles energy is about being in need, a lack of resources. So these can be helping people who need food, shelter, clothing, a home, okay? People who are going through financial difficulties, or people who otherwise could be shut out by society in some way. Leaving people feeling helpless or hopeless, in a place of despair, okay? Needing something, right? The King of Cups, as a job or like a career, like I said, it could be a healer, it could be a counselor, a therapist, working social services, anything having to do with art, music, kind of maybe even therapy, creativity, healthcare, right? Nurses. It's something with the King of Cups that requires the types of jobs that require compassion, empathy, being a good listener, okay? Being a good support for someone who's in need. The Five of Pentacles can also make us feel very low, where we might have low self-esteem, low self-worth. You could be someone who provides the guidance in some regard that will help people to heal this part of themselves. The Five of Pentacles can make us feel pretty low, you know, where we don't feel good enough, we feel abandoned. Maybe this is even about abandonment here. Abandonment, neglect, feeling like a feeling of emptiness or void, feeling shut out by others, feeling like we don't have support, basically. We don't have emotional support that we need, okay? So, of course, if you are feeling that way, we want to first be able to find resources to help ourselves, right? To help ourselves get into a better place and to work on our own healing. And some of you might feel that calling to be able to turn around and assist others with their healing, and helping in any way that maybe that you can, okay? But yeah, this is service to others here. Helping those that are in need. People that have experienced some type of loss, okay? This may even be some type of like charity work. I feel like I want to ask Spirit here a little bit more about this higher calling for group 2. What is this higher calling for group 2? The King of Pentacles. The Eight of Cups. And the Seven of Cups. I'm seeing the Moon and the Page of Swords here at the bottom. Some of you, this might even be going into I feel like psychology, even hypnotherapy. Because the moon has a lot to do with our subconscious. It's where we have a lot of fears and insecurities and things of that nature. And the Page of Swords is about studying, learning. So the Seven of Cups is also about dreams. So it kind of makes me feel that, I mean, this might even be going into, for some of you, with helping people that might have some maladaptive coping mechanisms, okay? Patterns of behavior with, yeah, I'm seeing substance and drink here, okay? So it feels like you're someone who's helping people to realize their dreams and potential and how to let go of people, situations, ways of thinking, certain patterns of behavior. Kind of like you're bringing in a more grounded energy. Some of you, I feel like this is like where you're meant to be an entrepreneur. Okay, you're meant to have your own business here. This is even making me think of like hosting like retreats and things like that for people with healing. And this could be something as simple as like you sharing your story, you know, sharing your story of how you've made it through some kind of difficulty, whether that's from your upbringing or a very, you know, toxic relationship situation that you've been, toxic family dynamic, where you are kind of breaking the mold. You're breaking the mold and you were becoming the most empowered version of yourself. You know? It really, because this kind of makes me feel like we're really kind of like taking this knowledge deep. Like you were really digging deep to understanding your own mind, your own thoughts, your own fears, your own insecurities, to be able to have the tools to give to others, to help to nurture in a way that's going to make the most profound impact. You know, touching people's lives in some ways that, you know, I feel like we might not fully be able to just to conceptualize at this time. Like this is like profound transformation, you know, not only that's taking place within you, but then you kind of showing others in a way that this is possible, that this level of healing and empowerment is possible. So yeah, some of you might be taking a little bit deeper here in really understanding the psyche, you know, why we are the way that we are, why we behave, certain behaviors that we have, certain patterns that we might have. Learned helplessness is something that Spirit's telling me, learned helplessness. Okay. All right, so let's ask Spirit here if there's anything else. It's like making me feel like you're like a resource for people to go to, you know, for guidance, for help, for clarity. Because it's your energy that's inspiring. Anything else for group 2? The Ace of Wands. The 8 of Swords. And we have the Hanged Man. Now, for those of you that are resonating with this, but you kind of feel like I'm not quite there yet, I feel like Spirit is kind of wanting you to focus on being more self-aware of self-limiting beliefs that you might have. Okay, because I feel like this power and this confidence and this leadership ability is within you. Right? But we might say to ourselves, oh no, I can't do that. I wouldn't be good at that. There's no way, right? That's all of that negative thinking. If you feel, you know, that this is something that you are feeling called to do, that you do feel passionate about, then I certainly feel like this is where Spirit is kind of giving you that divine inspiration to really take some time to truly discover the potential within yourself and to realize that potential and be open to changing your perspective of self and how you kind of show up in the world. Okay. All right, so I'm going to leave this here for you, group number 2. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, group 3. So those of you that resonated with the Raven Shaman, it says, you are the creator and magician. Use your gifts for good. There is power in your wisdom and words. Connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your place as keeper of the mysteries. So this feels like very high priestess, intuitive energy here. Really beautiful. So let's see what comes through with the tarot. Use your gifts for good. Okay, so what hidden talent do you need to uncover? We have the Page of Wands. The King of Cups. The King of Wands. Wow. We have the Universe. Is this the World card or is this an extra card? I think this is an extra one because this is number 24. The World is 21. So we've got evolution here, possibilities, infinite growth. We have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. The Death card. The Two of Swords. Seven of Cups. The Nine of Cups. The Emperor. And the Ace of Cups. This is quite the powerful energy coming through here. Use your gifts for good. There is power in your wisdom and words. Connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your place as the keeper of mysteries. Keeper of the mysteries. And, you know, we have this extra card that has come out. The Universe. So you have two kings here and we have the Emperor. This is all very masculine energy, but it's very powerful. There's an energy here of leadership, you know, and a shaman is a healer, you know, a person who is very wise, who's very connected to the spirit realm and has the ability to interact with the spirit realm to be able to kind of like serve as a conduit between both worlds, the physical 3D world and the spirit realm. And can most certainly, right, provide guidance, clarity for one's path, And it feels like with the universe being here, this is like this universal. It feels, because I'm noticing we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse, which is some kind of imbalance here. And so it feels like there's information that you could receive in the dream state, being able to receive downloads, information through your dreams, to be able to help to guide others through some type of change or transformation. Or even towards helping others to explore, because we have that Page of Wands energy. I feel like I want to get a little bit more here. There's most certainly this element of healing here. It's also an incredibly intuitive energy present as well. The power is in your wisdom and words. You know, and the Emperor is a very powerful energy in that it does lead. And the guidance in a way that the Emperor does provide is something that does help to provide structure. Order, I feel like. So I feel like I want to start with that Six of Pentacles in reverse. Three of Swords. The Ten of Wands. And the Sun. Now, the type of work that shamans do in, you know, within a spiritual practice, whether you are someone who does decide, you know, to become a shamanic practitioner, this is kind of making me feel this energy here about the type of work that shamans do when they are helping with soul fragmentation, soul retrieval. So it does make me feel like this pile is that of healers, leaders, healers. Because the Three of Swords is about heartbreak and pain and also suffering. And for those of you that are familiar and you've kind of done a little bit of research on the shaman's path and kind of what they go through when the shamanic path is calling to them, there can be a lot of illness that shaman deals with. Because the spirit realm, right? The spirits are calling a specific person to that path. And until the shaman, the shaman that is chosen by spirits decides to embrace that path, there can be a lot of illness, or even a lot of, it feels like psychosis and lots of things that are kind of going on. I would encourage you guys to kind of do a little bit of research. I've watched a lot of really informational videos and things like that on what happens to shamans when they're, having the call. And that's kind of what this energy reminds me of a lot of the pain, right, and the suffering that we might go through with certain experiences that we might have, and how that can take our power away. And so the shaman being someone who is kind of helping with soul fragmentation, soul retrieval, shamanic journeying, and really helping to reclaim those parts of yourself, So it's a lot of very deep healing. And so I feel that those of you that chose this group may have these natural healing talents, okay? And being able to direct and guide others. But we also have that King of Cups here. And the King of Cups is an energy that is about emotional maturity and emotional intelligence and compassion, empathy, being a good listener, being a good emotional support. The King of Cups is also incredibly intuitive. When we're in the level of the King, this is achieving a certain level of mastery. We have mastery with the wands here. The wands is our spiritual energy, and the cups have to do with, of course, our feelings, our emotions, but our intuition. Okay? So I feel that those of you that chose this group are incredibly intuitive and have the ability to make your way with fine-tuning, right, your intuition, to achieve, or I want to say to really work towards strengthening these gifts that you have. Because it feels for some of you that you receive a lot of insight through your dream state. And it may even be information, right? Because with the universe being here, this makes me feel like there's a lot of, not just when we think about, our spirit team and our angels and, things of that nature, passed on loved ones. But this is more, to me, this is more intergalactic. This is more you connecting with beings that are throughout our universe, spiritual beings. So this feels like you have a lot of untapped potential here, access to a lot of helpers in the spirit realm, to guide you, to provide that, because it feels like you're helping. You have this talent of being able to help other people to heal, other people to transform. But I feel like a lot of this comes to you also being open to receiving this. Okay, and that might be first and foremost where you start to work on yourself and your own transformation and on your intuitive gifts and abilities, so that you can achieve that certain level of mastery of those gifts to really tap in, So I feel like I want to ask Spirit here, what can you do? Because this feels more so like those of you that are resonating with this, like you already have an awareness of your intuitive gifts and abilities. But it's more or less about like really fine-tuning them and really strengthening them to be at your best with these gifts. And of course that requires practice in the way that we would practice any other skill or talent that we have. In order for us to get better at it, we have to practice. Yeah, and shamans they do receive a lot of like visions, when they're in that state, kind of like in the in between worlds, so to say, to receive messages from source to be able to then give to their person that they're helping, where they go into the spirit realm and they're in a trance, right, and receiving information and then bring it back. So maybe for some of you, this is a lot of perhaps practicing with meditation, to put yourself in that state of receptivity. For some of you, I am seeing a block here with it, okay? And this is with your own healing. Because I feel like this block here, it feels like it's tied to something. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm seeing the Three of Swords here and the Ten of Wands. And this feels like a lot of very heavy, dense energy that could be blocking you from receiving this gift fully. Some of you, I feel like you second guess yourself. You're those self-doubt here. Like you receive information and you're like, no, I'm just overthinking. So I want to ask Spirit here, how can you fine-tune this? Six of Cups. Okay, so the Six of Cups is a card of healing the past. Some of you might have a childhood wound to heal here. Seven of Wands. Two of Pentacles. Well, for one thing, this could be making this a priority, your growth in terms of this feels like your spiritual gifts, because we're asking today, what hidden talents do you have to uncover? And this is spiritual stuff that's coming through, like psychic gifts, the Queen of Swords is a very it's about information and knowledge, right? So if we're wanting to really tap into these talents that you have, learning about them, right? Learning about, okay, what is clairaudience? What is clairvoyance? Let's learn about dream interpretation. Let's learn about how we can better connect with the spirit realm. What could be blocking you specifically? Of course, it's going to be different for all of you, but I will say fear is a big one. Okay, fear is a big block to spiritual gifts. Also, if we have, like if we're stuck in lower vibrational energy sometimes, shame, resentment, suffering, that can kind of keep us from elevating our vibration to where we need to be in order to receive information from the higher realms, the upper realms. And so some of you might be needing to even set boundaries with certain people. This could include keeping your life drama-free, keeping people away that bring in negative and lower vibrational energies. keeping your energy calm and grounded, so that you're in a better state of receptivity. Okay. Making time for stillness, quiet, meditation, because this is when we receive answers. This is when we receive insight, right? I want to look at this universe energy here. Temperance, healing. It almost feels like with the universe here, remember how I was talking earlier about this universal balance? Temperance is about balance. It's about healing. It's about transmuting. So I feel like in some regard, you could certainly be someone who does have who works with energy, who has the ability to transmute energy. Because we're essentially taking one form of energy, right? And we have these two dense energies here, the 10 of Wands and the 3 of Swords, heavy. And the sun energy is bringing light or shedding light on what needs to be healed. You're illuminating something, perhaps for others, where the wounds are, where the healing is needed. And because in you doing this, right, we kind of create like a domino effect. Because just you being you, right, and where you go throughout your day, you create these shifts of energy where you are, right, and can certainly affect another person's energy. And that's why I feel like it's also important for you to set energetic boundaries with who you choose to have around you, because it's almost impossible for us, right, to, let's just say that we're in a toxic work environment, for you to not carry that, you know? So we want to make sure that the people that you surround yourself with are embodying positive energy too, higher vibrational energies. Yeah, this feels like you're transmuting here. You're like, you're a healer, you know? So I want to ask Spirit here, why is uncovering this talent so important for you? And some of you, it might outright be like your calling. Okay? Why is this uncovering this hidden talent important for you? Justice. This is balance. This is karmic balance. Restoring order. The Tower. Yeah. In a way, this feels like those of you that chose this group, you're light workers. Okay? You're light workers. The entire world, right, is going through a shift, energetically speaking. And people within our world are going through awakenings left and right, where people are awakening to their most authentic self. They're no longer being trapped or stuck in 3D consciousness. We're awakening to higher and accessing higher levels of consciousness. And so these shifts and changes are happening, right, worldwide, around our world. And the Tower is awakening. Okay? It is the breakdown of the false reality that we live in, right, in this 3D world. And so the Empress is here, which is love, nurturing, right? And that love is a higher vibrational energy. And so in a way, you are restoring. And I don't want this to be like where you're thinking, oh my goodness, I have to heal the whole world. I have to heal the whole world by myself. There's a team, right, of souls throughout the world that are all coming online, that all have purpose, that all have mission to fulfill. In any way that they are helping with what, depending on what their mission is, with healing. Some of you might also feel very starseed like, okay? Starseeds, light workers, healers. And in a way, we're kind of creating karmic balance, karmic order, with taking these dense, lower vibrational, heavy energies and lightening them, shining light on them. Okay, restoring order, restoring balance. So this group is very different than the other two groups that I just did. I feel like you are part of the collective of souls that is really helping to create some powerful change in our world, and to awakening souls to the interconnectedness that we all have with each other, okay? And embodying the energy of love, radiating that energy outward, shining your light. Okay? The Empress is a very loving energy. It's very nurturing. It's very creative. So there could be some ways in which you, right, feel like, ooh, I want to do it this way. Another person might be feeling called to do it this way. So it's kind of like we all have these very many different ways of being able to help and serve the collective in some way with this change, with this shift, with the awakening here. Okay? So first and foremost, right, starts within yourself. It starts with your own healing journey. It starts with your own self-discovery, exploration, discovering who you are, remembering who you are. And then we're out there helping the rest of the collective. Okay? To see. So it's important for you, right, is what we just asked here. Why is this important for you? Justice, the Tower, and the Empress. I feel because maybe at this time with the Empress energy here, this is you working on your feminine energy. You could be doing a lot of healing, mother wounds here, a wounded feminine energy within inside of yourself. You could be releasing old versions of yourself, rebuilding, okay, creating more balance, clearing karma, most certainly clearing karma, releasing karmic energies is why this is important for you, because we're replacing that with love, with nurturing, with healing. Okay? All right, so I'm going to leave this here for you, group number 3. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one.